Okay, Summer League is about to start. So today, Craig and I are going to look at the schedule, the
Yep.
roster, players that we need to be looking at and kind of watching as this Summer League goes on. And so, Craig, I'll start with you. I'll throw it over to you. Something that you see from the schedule, and you can find this schedule anywhere out there, but
Oh,
as you
yeah.
look at the schedule, anything jump out at you when you look at a Summer League schedule?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things, and it's always unique. Remember last year we had that matchup with the Rockets, and it was, like the top two picks and like all this kind of fun stuff that we had going on. I see two kind of fun matchups in this. I see the matchup with the Trailblazers. That is the showcase game. That is the final night game for opening night. So it was like, yeah, they wanted to showcase us, which is kind of cool until you realize it starts at 12 a.m. Eastern, which is where we live in that time zone. So it's like, oh, great. Crap, I got to work the next morning. So, that's one of those things that sticks out. I think the other thing that sticks out to me as I'm looking at it, Indiana Pacers. So, yeah, Jaden Ivey went 5. And then the guy that I think a lot of us thought we might end up with or had an outside shot of getting Benedict Mathurin. So we get to see the Jaden Ivey Benedict Mathurin matchup, which
Yes.
would be kind of fun.
Yeah, and that's kind of the summer league thing, right? Because it's fresh
Yes.
off the draft, so you see like Murray, like Keegan Murray does well. You kind
Yeah.
of compare and contrast player we should have got or could have got, and just immediately compare them. So yeah, to go face head to head with Matherin, who we both liked, happy with Ivy, of course, but it's
Of
just gonna be
course.
like, oh, cool. So absolutely, those are some good
Yeah. All these
good takeaways.
players go head to head and it ends up meaning nothing, but we all think it means the world.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like a
oh, it's head
draft.
to head. Let's go.
It's a draft, like just head to head
It's that
fight to
immediate
the death.
gratification or disappointment, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
When you look at the roster, so here's our roster, and
Oh, man.
first of all,
Massive.
massive team. Like, look at that. But let's let's bring 30 guys and see what happens. But
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have time to play them all, right?
yeah, just a couple takeaways, players to watch. What are you looking at here?
Yeah, a couple takeaways. One, Cade Cunningham. Is he going to play? Like, seriously, is Sadiq Bey going to play? Or are they just there so they can practice with the team and kind of get some of that stuff with the young guys, with Ivy and things like that? So that's one thing I noticed. The other one, can Buddy play? Buddy Boheim, like, son of Jim Boheim, and like, his brother's there too. But it's interesting to me. That guy is very interesting. Like, how are you feeling about Buddy and what he
Mm,
might bring to the team?
buddy, and
Buddy.
he's a good one of these. Probably, I'm just looking quickly, 6 guys that are just we're gonna give you a shot. We need
Yeah.
bodies out there, and he's one that's like, dude, you can play really well and kind of stick around here a little bit, like stick around either with us or go somewhere else. Kind of, you can. Or you can just fall off the face of the earth when it comes to summer league and you just don't play well and you never
Yeah.
hear from you again. But Buddy has a great opportunity. Same with like Isaiah Livers, I still feel is in that somewhat category of like, need ya, man.
Need
Like,
ya.
this is
Well,
your
especially
time.
with our roster, right? Because it's either him or Kevin Knox. Like, need ya.
Need ya. Are you gonna be at the summer league and doing this? Or are we like Isaiah Livers is a guy that I'm just very interested to see what he can
Oh,
do
yeah.
because man, he has a huge opportunity in front of him, but he still feels like a developmental got a long way to go, but at the same time, really need you. So that's a tough one.
Yeah, and what you don't realize about Isaiah Livers is that he's old, by NBA standards, especially for a second year guy. I think he's like 23, 24 years old.
Yeah. Okay.
He really is. And so that's really interesting. I'm glad you said his name. Like, what is his role going to be? Is he just floor spacing 4? Does he have the athleticism to be a 3? Like, what does that look like for him? I look at same like with Buddy. Like, all right, he had to be the engine that ran the Syracuse offense. He
Mm-hmm.
won't do that. And I think it was Dwayne Casey or Troy Weaver. I forget which one said it. He was one of the best pure shooters that they had in for a workout. And so it's like, okay, so if you allow him just to be a shooter on the offensive side, like, is he a sniper? Like, what does that look like? Is he a 40% guy? Could he be one of those? But none of those are my biggest thing. Are you ready to hear who my biggest player is to watch in the summer league?
Yeah.
All right. And it's weird to say it because he's a third-year player. It's Isaiah Stewart. I think Weaver and Casey talked about and hinted toward him playing the 4. And if he's going to play the 4, you know what that means he's got to do. He's got to knock down threes. Got to. What would it look like with Isaiah Stewart at 4 and Jalen Duren at the 5? Like,
Mhm.
what does it look like? Is Isaiah Stewart a good enough shooter to space the floor? I was just reading a crazy stat. Like in games, I think there was like 30 games where he took at least 2 threes. And in those games, he shot 38% from 3. And so, like, can he keep that up? Because if he can be over a 35% 3-point shooter, all of a sudden our front court problem is solved. And that's why I think it's the biggest thing. It's like, which one of these centers, the 5 centers we have, can play the 4? Because
Mhm.
we need to get minutes for everybody.
We need a 4, and we need someone that can shoot. And you're exactly right with when it comes to Sadiq, Cade, even Killian.
Yeah.
You almost know what you have, but Isaiah Stewart is the one kind of question mark of those third year guys where it's like need you again,
Again,
gonna
need you,
need you. And but I don't know what he
but in
is
a different
because
way.
yeah, I don't know what he is because it's like we need you really at a 4 and be able to shoot. Boom, problem solved. And another one, Craig, is as I say it, is Killian Hayes, where he feels like
Oh, yeah.
another third year guy that feels like early developmental summer league need to have you play well guy. And
Yeah.
for a third year guy, because we're so young, but yet they're the oldest dudes on the team. It's a
Yeah.
really weird dynamic where
Experience wise, at least,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Experience wise. So it's really a weird dynamic. It's like you're really young and you're still, we invited you to summer league, but you're also more experienced than anybody. So those third year guys need to be able to play well. And I don't know how much they'll play, really. I mean,
I
that'll be
know.
another thing to watch is like, are you guys gonna play a
I
lot
know.
or I don't know.
I know it's interesting. And so let's break down those 2 guys a little bit more that we've talked about a lot. Isaiah Stewart, Killian Hayes.
Mm.
Like, can Killian Hayes shoot? Can he be a guy that can space the floor? I know it improved slightly last year. We need to improve it a little bit more drastically this year. What does that look like? Does he have that scoring prowess to be able, like, he showed flashes in year 2. He showed flashes. What does it look like now? You should be able to dominate. If you're a year 3 player, you should be able to dominate in the G League. Like you really, not
That's
G
right.
League, sorry, Summer League
Summer league,
and G
yeah.
League, of course, too. But Summer League similar. There's a little more high end talent in the Summer League, but it's similar overall base point to the G League. And I think Isaiah Stewart, correct me if I'm wrong here. I think his highest ceiling has and always has been and always will be at the 4, because at the 5, the best he can be is a pretty good rebounding 5, a good switch defender at the 5, and an okay rim protector with, whatever that looks like. I mean, but he's undersized. At the 4, if he can develop an outside shot, he's still a great defender. He's a great secondary rim protector. And now he's more versatile on the offensive end. Like, I really think his prime position could be at the 4. The question is, can he do it?
Yeah, because the only guy you've like ever seen really play so well at his size at the 5 is like a Ben Wallace, and that just
Sure.
does not come around. You know what
No.
I mean? Like that guy was
Well, and
something
he
was
doesn't have what Ben had. He doesn't have the jumping
the
ability. He doesn't.
jump.
No.
Oh, all that. And Ben was a huge part, stayed on the court because he was so elite defensively,
Yeah.
couldn't shoot, didn't matter. This is like
That's
you are
right.
not elite defensively, and we need you at a 4. You're really good defensively at a 4. You're
Yep.
okay, you're solid as a 5, but hey man, you go to a 4, you're really good defensively and you can shoot, solves everything for us. Not
Yeah.
everything, but solves problems.
Yeah. And I think we've talked about it. Like at the 5, he was capped. He was capped at being either a low level starter or a really good off the bench 5. Like that was kind of felt like his cap at the 4. His cap looks more like a Serge Ibaka, right?
Mhm.
Where it's like all of a sudden at the 4, he's excelling in most areas, where at the 5, he's just kind of short of it. And it allows Jalen Duren to really be able to go in there. So, like, here's my overall takeaway on the Summer League roster. Wow, it's a fun roster.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, usually I think about watching Summer League and it's like, all right, Cade's in. I really want to watch right now. Cade got subbed out. Like, who are these other players? Like, is it important? Like, I already know. No, not with this one. There's like 6, 7, 8 guys. We didn't even really mention our interest in Jalen Duren, in Jaden Ivey. Like, of course, those are the two guys
Right,
we
of
want to watch
course.
the
Yeah,
most. Like,
exactly.
duh. But
Yep.
there's so many guys where it's just like, I just want to see them. I
Yep.
just want to watch them.
I just
That's
want to
it.
see, and what a perfect place to do it, right? And that's why Summer
Mhm.
League kind of gets more interesting, is because it's like, go, let's just see what are we doing?
Yeah,
Let's
go
just see.
crazy.
And you know that those guys, Ivy's going to be out on the court with Buddy, and like just weird pairings and stuff that you're
Yeah.
not going to usually see, or we won't see in the regular season or whatever. But just a lot of fun. So go ahead.
I got a question for you.
Mhm.
2 guys. You're not allowed to say Jaden Ivey. You're not allowed to say Jalen Duren. Who are the 2 guys that you are most looking forward to? 2 names.
So my two are Killian Hayes, because I just want to see
Oh,
him really play well if he does play much. Like
yep.
you said it, in this
He's still
league,
intriguing.
you should be playing well. And then the other one is Isaiah Livers. And those are two kind
Okay.
of semi cop out answers. But the reason
Eh,
I go to that is because something that you just said was, in Summer League, if you guys are day one starters, regular season, normal rotational guys, you should stand out a little bit.
yep.
And I would like to see those guys be like, okay, yep, perfect. That's what I
Yep.
was looking for. Because if you don't, then it's just like, come on, man. Because we need those
Yeah.
two.
What does the season look like?
Yeah. Because what a boost if those two. Now, the other names on here, some of the names that we haven't mentioned, and some rookie guys, hey, man, just not really looking for them. Just want to see if anyone pops. But those are the guys that I'm watching when they don't have the ball. I want to see what's going on. So those are the two for me.
Yeah, my 2 are Buddy and Isaiah.
Buddy,
And
I love it.
it's just like obviously Killian, and I'm not going to say the same too as you and Isaiah, because I love what you're saying with Killian and Isaiah, because you're kind of expecting those guys to be major players coming off the bench for you. So they should be
Exactly.
able to dominate in the summer league. But I'm looking at Buddy and I'm looking at Isaiah because I want Isaiah to figure out and fix our logjam at center by moving off the center position. Do we do that? And can he do that? And then number 2 is Buddy. He's a two-way contract. Like, is the dude a straight shooter? Because there's always room for a straight shooter in this class. When I look at Buddy, what his film reminds me of is Nick Stauskas, except he's a little more twitchy of an athlete, which is a good thing. So,
Stauskas. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
there it is, right? And he found some
Nicholas.
time. He found some run on teams. So,
Absolutely. And yep, absolutely.
he moved. He was a little more gumpy when he moved than Buddy is. Buddy's a little more. Ugh. So,
Yes.
like, I don't know if anybody knows what I'm saying, but in my head that made
Oh,
sense.
I'm
So,
with you. I'm with you.
yeah.
Let us know in the comments what two players you are really looking for. Who are we missing? Anything we're missing here? But looking forward to Summer League. Looking forward to our roster. Make sure you
Yep.
subscribe, and we will see everybody on the next one.
See ya.